The statement about intent and why it is that I've joined my fire to the rage of people, and I may even make some phone calls at this point to disrupt MasterCard and Visa's networks, although I think I may need to go take a break, from other things. I'm living my life, basically. But one of the reasons why I've decided to side with them, and as a statement about all this, gamers really, you don't have a sympathetic enemy in this one. You don't. I mean, let's think about it. MasterCard and Visa. Who is responsible for the construction of our entire system of credit ratings and all that other shit? Those weren't always a thing. So they came about on the behest of who's back, precisely? Maybe not Visa's literally, but they certainly have benefited from the construction of the system. I don't know, maybe it was them. I haven't really looked into the whole history of it. I just know that we didn't always have them. And who would benefit from those existing more than anybody else? Oh, right, Visa and MasterCard. So the system that has its boot on the neck of everybody financially is their system. The boot that is on the necks of everybody. These payment processors and these companies, especially MasterCard and Visa, they have too much power. It doesn't really ultimately matter, and as a concern, if it's porn games or anything else, it's just the thought that one company is able to harass and bully and impose its moral standards on everybody in the economy that I find disconcerting at the end of the day. I mean, one of the things too that really royally pisses me off about these people is that they're more than willing to say budget better as they eat and attack us and on our at our banks with overdraft fees, and Visa gets away with charging absolutely usurious rates of interest of like 32%. I mean, where the hell can we invest our money where we made that kind of return on investment? I mean, even the VTI only maybe averaged maybe just under 17% for the past 5 years, and that's an exceptional stock. The VTI. So I want to, I just wanted to say, when do the rest of us get to get those kinds of interest rates and everything? And the worst part about all of it and our whole system of banking and finance is ultimately that these people are more than willing to lecture other people. You get hit with an overdraft fee, you're supposed to feel ashamed of overspending, and then you're supposed to just sit down and take it. But are we really the financially irresponsible ones? Did you know that they're losing like $11 billion on a year over year basis because of the fact that they are because of the fact that the cards and the mag stripes on our cards are so easily cloned. Did you know how easily cloned they are? Do you know that we even know the name of the device that people can use to rewrite those cards? The MSR 206 can do it at everything, and that people are attaching skimmers to gas pumps to steal people's track 1 and track 2 to sell the quote skim dumps that are used to clone cards on the darknet markets. I mean, they're all over the place and everything. There's a whole underground economy of cyber fraud, and they could be spending the money to secure their systems, and it would save them a ton of money. But they'd rather hit and shit all over us with their overdraft fees, and with Visa and MasterCard with their "you're late to payment," boot that they have on on the collective necks of the entire U.S. economy. So the fact that they're kowtowing to the cancel brigade with collective shout, and this isn't even an American feminist group; it's an Australian one that's affecting the American market, and everything. So a bunch of people that aren't even Americans are getting them to enact global censorship. That's yeah, that's great. So if somebody anywhere in the world has a problem with it, then suddenly I've got problems getting my billing to go through to the other party on the other side of that transaction. And that's great. That's just great. The things that you assholes are doing, I hate to say it, you're making Bitcoin look appealing. You know, you're making it look like a good idea because at least on the Bitcoin networks, if somebody wants to push a transaction through, nobody can stop them. There's no censoring a transaction that wants to go through. It's immutable. Unlike with the Swift banking system that is being put forward by Visa and MasterCard. But no, part of the reason to side with Gamers Unite and unite with other gamers against these payment companies really doesn't necessarily have anything to do with porn. They just picked an enemy and adversary that everybody laughs at getting poked. You know, it's the thought that MasterCard may at any point be able to use its discretionary power to say what I can't pay for that really royally pisses me off, you know? It's not even necessarily about the erotica and everything else. It's just this company has too much power and it's had enormous power and influence, and the fact is that it's not sympathetic at all. So, keep jamming up their phones, guys. Keep calling and calling, and when they tell you to email us, just laugh and say you ignore us on email, and keep jamming them up. They have it all coming. They're not at all sympathetic.